This is Ben Krug with Reed Vogelsanger and Ethan Carroll on CBS Sports on 92.7. We are going to be talking about multiple sports, NFL, football, and maybe some baseball. Um, our first topic is going to be Bogdan Bogdanovic. If he might be able to get traded because of how big of a contract he has. Reed, do you have any trade ideas?
Oh yeah, I personally think that he could get traded for Aaron Gordon, seeing as he's an older veteran that we could use, and they could use more shooting on the Rockets, I believe. So I think both of the sides would greatly benefit from that deal.
Well, Reed, I do agree with you on that. I do think that the experience and the value is really equal.
I think he could be sent to the Spurs or even now the Kings because the Kings are now apparently going into a win now stage with trading away all their picks. But with the Spurs, you might be able to get a young guy like Joshua Primo, and I think Alexander Walker is still there, who you could also get for like Frank Kaminsky and Bogdan Bogdanovic, and get a lot of cap away.
Uh, I personally disagree because one, I don't think we need to throw more stuff in with Bogdan, seeing as of how important of a scorer he is to us. And two, I just don't think we need that on our team. We're not looking for young guys to develop right now. Maybe AJ Griffin, but I think he could be the only piece that we could develop.
Well, we don't really need. Well, we don't need to do that because yeah, like Reed said, we don't need really any young players, and and we already have like a really good team, and the team can score well, and the defense is pretty. The defense isn't that bad. The team is not ready.
Okay, next topic that we're going to be talking about is Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving and where they're going this offseason.
KD, oh my god. I think it's going to take a while for him to be traded personally. The Nets seem to be asking for a lot for him, and I just don't see anyone who's going to accept that quickly on him. But when the time comes, I believe he's going to go to the Suns.
Well, I hope that he goes to the Miami Heat because already with Jimmy Butler, it will be a really good addition. It's just that yes, the Nets are asking for a lot, and it's because he's a really valuable player. Because um Roddy Go Roddy Gobert, Rudy Gobert, like because like they gave away 5 first round picks, and I'm pretty sure like around 3 to 5 players for him, and if that's my and if that's what the Timberwolves have to give up, then imagine what any other team would have to give up for Kevin Durant.
Rudy Gobert got traded for four first rounders and one random center who's like 7 feet tall. But Rudy Gobert is an insane defensive piece, and he is a former two-time Defensive Player of the Year. So it was already going to be big for him to get traded. But I feel like the Timberwolves eventually are going to be able to trade like Carl Anthony Towns for Kevin Durant or something when the Nets over time start asking for a little less, and it keeps going until the Timberwolves accept the offer.
Um, so right now, who do you think is going to be Defensive Player of the Year in the NFL, guys?
Wait, did you say defensive?
Yeah, Defensive Player of the Year.
I think it'll be Aaron Donald because he played really good defense with the Los Angeles Rams. The Los Angeles Rams were number one, were like really high defense. They were like really up there. I believe they're number one at a few points of the season. Also, he had a lot of sacks, and he was almost unstoppable.
I feel like it's gonna be Jair Alexander because he's a really good corner for the Green Bay Packers, and that has is also really young and can develop throughout the season. And while he doesn't have so much stuff around him, and their defensive line isn't the best, so he'll have some time to cover and maybe get a couple interceptions.
Looks like we have a caller coming in right about now. Damien from Massachusetts. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, I'm great. What were you coming to ask about?
Is there any other possible trades you could see for Kevin Durant?
Yeah, of course. I think the Timberwolves would honestly be a good option, um, even though it looks like they'd have to implode their whole core for him. But if they want to get rid of Anthony Edwards, which doesn't seem likely, but I mean, yeah, I think it could happen.
For me, well, for me, I could see him going to Golden State. Golden State would be a really good option because you already have Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, and he would be a really good addition. But you might have to trade away Klay Thompson because he's like really high value. So you might have to trade away Klay Thompson and a few picks.
Kevin Durant came out with his interest on who he wants to go to, and I'd say there is a bunch of interest, but so the interests were Golden State, who he played a lot and probably some of the best times in his career. The Grizzlies, maybe pairing up with John Morant, maybe Desmond Bain or Jaren Jackson, and he said the Celtics. I don't think he's going to go to the Celtics because of cap, and they can't really trade for him with how much they're offering right now. It would take a while, and even probably till the start of the season to trade for Kevin Durant if the Celtics want to do it. But with the Grizzlies, they have a lot of they got a good amount of picks. They got some young players. They might be able to ship off Jaren Jackson, Desmond Bain, or maybe even like Steven Adams in a trade for Kevin Durant.
You're saying that the Celtics don't have much capital, but I've heard talks about the Wizards since he grew up near the D.C. area. But I just don't think they have enough pieces to get him, unless they want to run a one-man team by getting rid of both Beal and Kristaps.
I'm gonna say something about that. The Wizards aren't really that good of a team, and he's kind of wanting to get another ring because he really just wants to be on a winning team, and that's why he's trying to choose the best teams.
Well, for me, I could really picture him in Portland if they do have the players and cap. Like, I could picture him in Portland, and he'd be a really good addition to that team.
I can see all these trades, but this is Ben Krug, Reed Vogelsanger, and Ethan Carroll signing off.